This broadcast is a Stephen K. Media production.
The success of the small business person is the cornerstone of the American economy. Welcome to the Small Business Today Show with your hosts, Cruz and Hughes. The Small Business Today Show is for and about small business advancement and development. What we do for you. We'll be taking your calls as we provide you small business intelligence and mentorship needed to grow your business creatively. Keep listening. The Small Business Today Show with Cruz and Hughes starts now.
Hello and welcome back to today's episode of Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes right here on Blog Talk Radio, where Irvin and I come at you live at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time all the way to the 6 o'clock hour. This is the place where we discuss the topics that inspires entrepreneurs from thought to action. If you want to join the conversation, we always welcome your calls, your comments, suggestions, emails, chat messages, smoke signals. Just get in, make your point clear. You can, or if you want to call and just talk to us the old-fashioned way, you can do so by dialing 347-857-3958. Again, the number here to the studio is 347-857-3958. Irvin, my friend.
Sir.
How was your day today?
Fantastic.
Tell me all about it.
Man, you know what? Small business is growing. That's what I'm excited about.
Okay.
I'm excited about small businesses growing. I'm excited about all of you closet entrepreneurs who are coming out of the closet and embracing your entrepreneurship.
That's it.
That's really, really cool, man.
And, and things are always good in Texas. So
always.
Not to take anything away from all of our other listeners who are in those other hamlets and cities and counties, but Texas has been steady, and I think that we've been blessed.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, folks, if you happen to be domiciled in another state and you want to start a business, pack your bags, move to Texas, and give yourself a chance to win.
Well, it's an easier place, in my opinion. Now, I have to be very careful how I say that, because I've not started and run and operated a business anyplace else but Texas. Yeah. But I have financed other people who have. And when I listen to some of the things that they tell me that goes on in their place of where they run their businesses. Sure. Sometimes I look and I say, man, they make the process very difficult.
Oh, John, it's amazing some of the stuff people have to go through to start a business in some other parts of the country. I was in a situation where somebody was starting a brand new company out on the West Coast, and it was amazing. First of all, you couldn't just go and get a business license or an assumed name certificate and a checking account and an EIN number and get going like we do here in Texas. Okay. They actually had to go and get an order for a license. They had to do that. Took 10 days to get it, not immediate.
Wow.
And then they had to file a public notice in their local newspapers with an S.
So you got to spend money.
Oh, yeah. This is just
to put people on notice that you're about to start a business?
Yes, and you have to put a description in there about what the business is, what you're going to do, and then you have to give people, you have to run this thing for 30 days, and then you have to give
What's the cost of that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, whatever an ad costs in a newspaper. That's the point. And then you got to give people 30 days to respond to refute whatever it is you said you wanted to do. And this is before you can open your bank account.
So what happens if someone challenges you?
Well, that starts a new process, because now that person gets the opportunity, that person or persons gets the opportunity to file a complaint to stop you from starting your business until you've been, quote, vetted. Which means now a hearing process starts, and so now you have to wait until you can get on an agenda to do that.
How long does it take just to get a job?
Well, it's got to be shorter than that. My heart really has gone out to a lot of people and a lot of our listeners who are around the country who aren't in a state in an environment where it's pro-business and it's supportive of entrepreneurship and freedom and free enterprise and that sort of thing. It's a tough go for some folks.
Now, you compare that to Texas. You go down and go to the courthouse.
That's right.
File you a DBA.
Go see your county clerk.
Go to the county clerk's office and file a DBA, the doing business as. You come up with the name. And what most people don't know also, that the DBA name that you come up with, even if there is another company operating with that name.
That's right.
good old Texas doesn't tell you can't also operate.
That's
that
exactly
same.
right.
They'll let you guys just fight it out in court. So you could start a company called Coca-Cola.
That's right.
You know,
you certainly can.
And go out and start selling homemade beverages. Now, you could essentially have some legal issues.
Yeah, you
that could arise as a result of that.
That's right.
But they let you pick the name that you want to be. And that same afternoon that you get that DBA, you can get out there and start selling stuff and
that's right.
And doing enterprise.
That's exactly right. You know, that's one of the reasons why I'm always tickled when people make starting a business so incredibly complex.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you the steps, guys. If you're thinking about starting your own business, here's some steps to follow. Number one, agree on a price. Number two, find somebody to join. Get some help. Number three, go to work. Those are the steps.
That's it.
That's the way we do it in Texas.
And put a lot of emphasis on work.
Yeah, put a lot of emphasis on work. And I know for some of you that's a nasty 4-letter word, and for that I apologize for John, who came out and said to you, go to work.
Hey, you got to do that. You know, the only place that you'll find money ahead of work?
Where's that?
The dictionary.
Oh, and you better not be reading that too much. You should have been at work.
You got to go to work.
That's
You
right.
got to make it happen. Guys, Irvin and I do this show every single day. We love to bring innovative ideas, thought processes, tips, tools, and strategies to help you build your business. This is what we do. This is our passion. Although this isn't our respective businesses,
right?
This is something that we do. It's part of our giving back to help other entrepreneurs who are looking to build their enterprises. We also encourage that you go to our website and watch what we do. We always film a live stream in the studio, and you can do so by going to www.cruiseandhughes.com, and that's spelled Cruise like a cruise ship. And Irvin's last name is Hughes, Hughes, like his rich uncle.
Like my rich uncle Howard.
Howard Hughes, Hughes.com, cruiseandhughes.com. Now, if you're watching online, you'll see there's a beautiful young lady sitting to Irv's left, and that's our guest for today. We're going to talk to Miss Beth Shapiro, and she is the education chair for a organization called SCORE. Now, SCORE is an acronym for the Service Corps of Retired Executives, and I know that you hear Irvin and I talk about SCORE, the SBDC, and all these resources that exist to help you become a better business owner. And we're going to talk a little bit about SCORE today, and I want to say welcome to Cruise and Hughes, Miss Beth Shapiro.
Well, thank you, John. Thank you, Irvin. I am just pleased to be here and really appreciate you having me on.
And it's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been almost, about a year?
I
Yeah,
think
I was
it
going to
has been
say,
about a year.
we
I think
had
it has
you
been.
last summer, Beth.
Yeah.
I think it was, yeah.
You've got to look. You've got to come on the show more often.
Yeah, okay. And we said that last year.
Yeah, I know,
We
right?
would come
Say
on
that.
more often, and we just didn't make it happen. So this time we're going to make it happen.
Well, we got you here now.
You bet.
And so I thought we'd open up a little bit and let's familiarize the audience with SCORE. I know that there are some people out there that do not know of SCORE, and there's some people who do know of SCORE but don't truly know what the major benefits of the organization is. And why don't we talk about just what is SCORE?
Sure. Well, let's start, I think, at the top. We're a
Okay.
nationwide organization founded in 1964. So we're
Wow.
actually going to have our big anniversary here next year. But yeah, so we were founded in 1964 really as, if you want to say, the consulting arm of the Small Business Administration. The Small Business Administration was founded in 1953, and so we came a little bit after that. And we are an all-volunteer organization. Everybody that is a counselor at SCORE is a volunteer.
Wow.
And actually, it's interesting because most people do think of us as Service Corps of Retired Executives.
What did I say?
Yes, what you said.
Okay.
But we actually changed that about 2 years ago. Our
Really?
tagline now is for the life of your business.
Oh,
And it really speaks to the whole gamut of small businesses, from startups all the way through until the business does
For the
something
life
else.
of
For
your
the life
business.
of your business.
And
Yeah.
hopefully it's a long, prosperous
You bet.
life.
That's
you
right.
bet. You bet. Until you do like I did and sold our business.
And see, we're going to talk
So we're
about
gonna-
that
yeah.
at the
Yeah.
bottom of the show
Absolutely.
Okay.
because I want to definitely touch on the fact
Okay.
that you know both sides. I mean,
bet.
you educate, you counsel, you
Yes.
mentor, but you were also one of the people that was in the trenches
Yeah.
building your
Right.
business, you and your husband.
Right. And the thing about SCORE is the Service Corps of Retired Executives was really based on that people, once they retired from owning their own businesses, would give back.
sure.
And so you just said you're giving back to the
That's right.
community, and that's what all of us at SCORE do.
And when I think about SCORE, the thing I look at is that everyone there is so very willing to help and assist someone who is lacking somewhere in their business model, whether it be their business plan, how to get business, relationships. And I've had so many great counselors on the show that have talked to us. And when we come back, I want to talk a little bit about some of the areas that are represented, how many people are here, part of the Houston office.
Absolutely.
So we got lots of questions we want to cover with you today.
Okay, great.
All right, we're going to take a short break, guys. We want to thank you for tuning into Cruz and Hughes. It's brought to you by Small Business Today magazine. Small Business Today magazine is the publication that is for and about Houston's entrepreneurs. We always encourage you to get that publication no matter where your business is in the United States. We have lots of great articles in there written by individuals who do their business every single day. To get your free copy of the publication, all you have to do is log on to www.smallbusinesstodaymagazine.com. Put your information in on the left part of the screen, and we'll send one to you free each and every month to your email inbox. More in a moment with John Cruz and Irv Hughes and Miss Beth Shapiro. We'll be right back.
Turn up the sales on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Anything Internet will evaluate your website for marketing power, for traffic, for conversion rates. We'll figure out why people buy and why people go away. We'll help you generate the correct traffic that will turn into customers and make you money. Turn the juice up on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Turn your website into a web business. 1-800-686-5986.
Very often, people come to me saying,
Stephen, how do I make radio advertising work?
Or even worse,
We've tried radio ads before and got little to no response.
So how do you make the radio work for you? Well, you could have a clever jingle.
Come buy my stuff. Come buy my stuff.
Or you may act crazy and loud and have an unbeatable offer.
I'll save you cash, I'll save you time, and I'll do it today, guaranteed.
But these techniques may work for some and not for others. The real key to advertising is to go back to basic marketing principles. Target your ideal prospect, make your message clear and concise, and touch the listener by connecting to their needs. Stephen K. Media specializes in radio advertising promotion that effectively broadcasts your company's message, yielding higher response and better results. As an independent agency representing major talk radio stations, we help you negotiate rates and place your ads targeting your ideal prospect. Call us today at 713-278-9109 or visit stephenk.biz. That's 713-278-9109 or email info@stephenk.biz. Are you looking to improve your health and well-being? Have you lost your energy and vitality? Do you wake up feeling 10 years older than you actually are? Looking for a doctor who really listens? Looking for a natural alternative to your chronic health challenge? Dr. Dan Cooney is a chiropractic nutritionist who helps restore your health from the inside out using whole food supplements and specific nutritional counseling. Learn more about Dr. Dan's 7 Pillars of Health on his website, drdancooney.com, or give him a call at 713-295-9358.
Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now at...
Excuse me, heavy news?
You know, disasters, politics, stock market.
And this alternative is...
Coffee news. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
Free?
In restaurants and coffee shops all across Houston. So next time you're waiting in a restaurant, look for coffee news. If they don't have it, tell them to get it by visiting coffeenewshouston.com.
It's light. It's free. It's coffee news.
With my Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus headset, I'm free. Free to talk to you while carrying a laptop bag, holding a cup of coffee, and fishing for my car keys. Now, you may ask me, Jim, is it really necessary to use the phone while doing all these things? And my answer is it really necessary not to? Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus. It's my so comfortable, why wouldn't I use it all day headset.
Get your Voyager Pro Plus at Plantronics.com.
You're listening to Small Business Today. Visit us on the web at cruzandhughes.com. Here are your hosts, Cruz and Hughes.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Our guest today is Miss Beth Shapiro. She is the education chair at SCORE. If you'd like to contact SCORE and find out more about how they can help you build your business, you can always go onto their website, which is scorehouston.org, or you can give them a phone call at 713-487-6565. Again, that number is 487-6565. Now, we went to break, Beth. We were talking a little bit about what SCORE was, and I think you were telling us a little bit about the year that it was started, as well as the mission behind, and I'll let you pick up with that.
Okay. Well, the mission, the mission is to grow 1 million businesses.
Wow.
In the next, I think it's 7 years. We had a 10-year plan, and now it's 7. So a million. And we are on track to exceed that.
And that's nationwide.
Nationwide. We are on track to exceed that. So we are really excited about it.
Now,
a million.
Beth, who sets these numbers?
Well, we have headquarters in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And they are the ones that control, if you will, all of the 13,000 volunteers throughout the country.
Wow.
There are 364 chapters, 13,000 volunteers. And so we have a very large, not a large contingent at all. There's only 9 people up in Washington controlling all those 13,000 volunteers.
Wow.
And they're the ones that really set our vision, our goal, all those kinds of good things. We have a real good presence in Congress. And work very closely with the small business folks in Congress as well to make sure that the laws are passed that favor small businesses from a federal perspective.
And that's one huge reason to support what you guys do, because I think that most people don't know that you work as diligently as possible behind the scenes to make certain
Absolutely.
that we stay in an entrepreneurial rich country.
Exactly.
In terms of the laws.
That's what we're all about. And our CEO, Ken Yancey, who's going to be here next week, is really the driver behind that and does some things behind the scenes from a political level. Level that is just amazing.
Now, how long have you been involved with SCORE?
I've been almost 11 years now.
Really?
Yeah, I can't believe it.
What haven't you done at SCORE?
Nothing.
That might be a shorter list.
I've been the chapter chair. I was a chapter chair for 2 years. I was a membership chair for a while. I currently sit on the National Advisory Board of SCORE in Washington, and now I'm doing all the education. So, quite a bit.
Now, Beth, I want to ask you a question for the benefit of our listeners. What kind of person, certainly a background, but what kind of person would come and volunteer their time to help other entrepreneurs? Kind of characteristics of that kind of personality. Who is that?
Yeah. A lot of people are retired.
Sure.
I mean, a lot of people are, and
but not everybody,
business
right?
is in their blood. No, not everybody.
Okay.
But business, I think there's the commonality between all of us is business is in our blood.
Sure.
Many of us, most of us have been entrepreneurs ourselves, but many of us haven't.
Mm-hmm.
We've worked for large companies, but running a company, just seeing the growth, the personal growth, and the creation of jobs,
Sure.
which is what we're all about.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's it. And when we do a volunteer engagement survey, we just did a recent one, and I do kind of informal ones here in Houston, but we did one nationally, and the top reason people say, why did you join SCORE?
Right.
The top reason is they want to give back.
That's awesome.
Now, would you say that's the same reason why you got involved with SCORE?
Yes. And I say that a little bit hesitantly because when I retired 11 years ago, I wasn't really ready to not be in the, I just love the excitement of the small business.
Beth, I can't imagine you literally weren't ready to just go fishing or go start.
Or play golf every day. No,
no,
that wasn't going to happen.
No, wasn't going to happen.
No. So giving back, volunteerism is a really interesting concept.
Sure.
Most everybody volunteers at something or
That's
another,
true.
but many of us volunteer in many different things, not just SCORE.
Mm-hmm.
So volunteerism is a two-way street, I think. You give back. That's the reason you work, you volunteer, you give your time without getting paid.
Right.
But you also get something back in return, and that's the huge satisfaction.
Sure.
And that's why people come to SCORE, because they love business.
Absolutely.
And they love helping others.
And I was just about to say, and how good does it feel when someone comes in for counseling, and you're part of the reason why they're as successful as they've become.
And we have so many success stories.
Yes, and we could spend the hour talking about how many great success stories you guys have.
Yeah.
Now, you've been there 11 years. I'm sure you've seen a lot of changes.
Yes.
Other than having a overall goal of 1 million businesses, tell me what's on the horizon for SCORE. Are you guys opening more offices nationwide, or give me a little insight?
And I can, because I just came from a meeting in Washington. I think it's more, not so much about the quantity, but we're really trying now to focus more on the quality of the service that we deliver.
Okay.
So we're very numbers oriented.
Sure.
And, how many people do we see? How many jobs do we create? And I've got a great number for you here in just a minute. I'm going to save it. But it's about the quality of the service that we deliver.
Sure.
And the quality of the client as well. right now in Houston and pretty much nationwide, about 40% of our clients are people that are already in business.
Awesome.
Well, we want to increase that number.
Sure.
Okay.
Because those folks, it's real lonely to be in business.
Sure.
You guys
That's
know
right.
that.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's right.
And so we really want to increase that number quite a bit. We care very, very much about startups at the same time, but it's about the quality of the counseling and the mentoring that we do that we're really focusing on for the future.
Wow.
Now, Beth, what are some of those kinds of things that a person can expect to get when they need counseling? Or we use counseling. I want to use the word help. What kinds of services or help can somebody expect to get from SCORE?
It really depends what the person needs. The first thing that we do is we assess the situation.
Okay.
Where is the person? Are they just, some people come in saying, I think I want to start a business. Can you help me? Well, no. What we can do is we can help you think about things that might work. Or if somebody comes in and says, can you do a business plan for me? No.
Right.
But we can help you go through the process of the business plan. So it really depends on the client.
Sure.
And we can do any number of those things.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because one of the things that we talk about a lot, and especially with regard to SCORE or SBDC or any of these other resources, and John and I have batted this around a bit too, is that oftentimes people are unclear about what we mean when we say assistance.
Right.
Lots of times people think assistance means I'm going to come to SCORE and SCORE is going to write my business plan for me. Some SCORE counselor is going to set up my books for me. Can you speak a little bit about what do we mean in the context of SCORE or any of these other resources that a business person might have available to them around the country? What do we mean when we say assistance?
Assistance means just that. It means somebody to talk to, somebody to bounce ideas off of, somebody to make sure you're not going in a wrong direction to keep you on track. We're really firm about things like not doing business plans for people because people need to do their own business plans.
I
They
agree
need to
totally.
Come from inside.
I agree totally.
Having said that, there are places that you can go to pay people
Sure.
to do.
That's
and I
right.
should mention that all of our counseling and mentoring services are free.
Yeah.
I probably should say
that helps.
The price just right.
The price exactly right. But regardless, I mean, it really depends on the client, and assistance is just that. It is assistance.
Sure.
It is not doing for. And I think that's really important. I think it's a real good thing that we do because it provides the quality of the person, of pushing the person to do things themselves.
That's exactly right.
And work, right?
Yeah,
What we talked about at the beginning of the
Gotta put
segment,
the work in.
Yeah, we're back to that now.
Yeah,
aren't we?
it always comes back to
Now,
that.
the organization is called SCORE. If
Yep.
you're not familiar with SCORE, I encourage you guys to find your local SCORE office and get yourselves in there and get some assistance in running or operating or putting together your business. You can do so by going to here locally to SCORE's website, which is scorehouston.org, and that's SCORE, scorehouston.org. The number here in Houston is 713-487-6565. Now, what is the process, Beth, for getting counseling? Is it as simple as me calling, making an appointment? Do I have to bring a business plan? Do I have to give me an idea of what
Tax
what do I-
returns?
Right.
No. It really varies from location to location.
Okay.
Now, I should mention that the national website is very easy. It's www.score.org.
Okay.
And if you are in other parts of the country, you just go to that website, put your zip code in, and it will take you to one of the 364 locations that are nearest to you. Most locations will be an appointment kind of situation. So just like as if you're going to the doctor, you call up, you make an appointment, and you come and you see a counselor. That initial counselor will be the triage person and figure out what it is that you really need. If they can help you, fine. If not, they will refer you. We do a lot of co-counseling with 2 or 3 of us helping an individual.
Oh, awesome.
I mean,
Okay.
for example, if you put a P&L in front of me, I can read it, but don't ask me to do much else with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm the same way.
Okay,
Yeah.
so but we've got lots of people that are CPAs that know how to do that, and
Right.
so we
What are you doing?
I'm pointing at you for those people who happen to be watching us.
Oh,
you know,
no.
That's Irv. As soon as I'll get these numbers. I'm like, here, tell me what this says. You know?
I'm like that too. But that's one of the powers of the organization of 13,000 volunteers that we have.
Surely.
Is there's always someone around that has the expertise that you don't have. And so that's where the co-counseling comes in. So you can expect to make an appointment. In Houston, we do take walk-ins.
Sure.
Okay.
But throughout the country, it's kind of sporadic. But nevertheless, you can get to see somebody. That person will be your triage and will stay with you throughout the process and help you to get to the right people that can help you for your particular situation.
Now, you know what I'm thinking about is
that?
that if I am about to start a restaurant, would it be important for me possibly to ask if there is a counselor who has any restaurant experience? Would you advise someone to try to find a counselor that may have some experience in a field either exactly as yours or very closely associated?
Maybe.
Okay.
A lot of it is not so much dictated by the type of business, but more general kinds of things. People typically, a business plan for a restaurant is not too dissimilar from a business plan from a oil manufacturing company, right?
Yeah.
There's certain
just two different products.
But, right. But so yes and no.
Okay.
It really depends where you are in the process. If you're just thinking about starting a restaurant, maybe not. But if you've already had a restaurant for 17 years, then perhaps it would be more important. So it really just depends.
And and I can see that because if I've been in business 17 years, I may want someone that's in a different business, because I think that they have a different eye in terms of how they would look at my issues or my problems or setbacks, as opposed to someone who's accustomed to seeing the same things that I've seen.
Right. And so, to answer your question, I think it's like just about everything we do. There's no black or white answer to it.
Right.
It really depends on the client and where the client is in the process and what they're looking for. A lot of clients don't know what they need. They'll come to us and say, I need somebody to help me with a marketing plan. And in fact, they don't need that at all. They really need somebody to get their finances in order.
Yeah, because you know what, I've run across that too, Beth, where a lot of times people think that they need an increase in sales, and what they really need is better management, because now oftentimes they're trying to borrow their way across income gaps, or trying to borrow their way across some sort of shortfall when it really came from mismanagement. It wasn't sales at all.
And I think it's really important for everybody to know that they should come to SCORE before they have a problem. I got an email yesterday.
Ooh, that's good. No. I want to hold you on the email. We want to come back to that. Right, I absolutely want to hear that. Folks, you're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. Hey, are you making all the money you can handle? Find out how much money you should be earning for free at testmyincome.com and get a free report on how to fix your problem. Call them today at 800-381-0073. Hey, we're here with Beth Shapiro, and we're talking about SCORE and your business. Stay with us. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Your health and well-being? Have you lost your energy and vitality? Do you wake up feeling 10 years older than you actually are? Looking for a doctor who really listens? Looking for a natural alternative to your chronic health challenge? Dr. Dan Cooney is a chiropractic nutritionist who helps restore your health from the inside out using whole food supplements and specific nutritional counseling. Learn more about Dr. Dan's 7 Pillars of Health on his website, drdancooney.com, or give him a call at 713-295-9358.
Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now at...
Excuse me, heavy news?
You know, disasters, politics, stock market.
And this alternative is...
Coffee news. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
Free?
In restaurants and coffee shops all across Houston. So next time you're waiting in a restaurant, look for coffee news. If they don't have it, tell them to get it by visiting coffeenewshouston.com.
It's light. It's free. It's coffee news.
With my Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus headset, I'm free. Free to talk to you while carrying a laptop bag, holding a cup of coffee, and fishing for my car keys. Now, you may ask me, Jim, is it really necessary to use the phone while doing all these things? And my answer is it really necessary not to? Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus. It's my so comfortable, why wouldn't I use it all day headset.
Get your Voyager Pro Plus at Plantronics.com.
Turn up the sales on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Anything Internet will evaluate your website for marketing power, for traffic, for conversion rates. We'll figure out why people buy and why people go away. We'll help you generate the correct traffic that will turn into customers and make you money. Turn the juice up on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Turn your website into a web business. 1-800-686-5986.
Very often, people come to me saying,
Stephen, how do I make radio advertising work?
or even worse,
We've tried radio ads before and got little to no response.
so how do you make the radio work for you? Well, you could have a clever jingle.
Come buy my stuff. Come buy my stuff.
Or you may act crazy and loud and have an unbeatable offer.
I'll save you cash, I'll save you time, and I'll do it today, guaranteed.
But these techniques may work for some and not for others. The real key to advertising is to go back to basic marketing principles. Target your ideal prospect, make your message clear and concise, and touch the listener by connecting to their needs. Stephen K. Media specializes in radio advertising promotion that effectively broadcasts your company's message, yielding higher response and better results. As an independent agency representing major talk radio stations, we help you negotiate rates and place your ads targeting your ideal prospect. Call us today at 713-278-9109 or visit stephenk.biz. That's 713-278-9109 or email info@stephenk.biz.
You're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. We're wherever you are.
Our guest today is Miss Beth Shapiro. She's the education chair for SCORE. If you want to get in touch with SCORE, you can do so nationally by going to their nationwide website, which is score.org. Or if you're here in the Houston area, you can go to scorehouston.org. Now, we went to break. You were getting ready to lay on this email.
That's right. I wanted to hear that.
Yeah. Why don't we pick up right there?
Well, we were talking about how you shouldn't wait to get help from wherever you get help
Sure.
until it's too late. So the email I got this morning was, please help me. I have to make payroll on Friday, and I can't make it.
Wow.
So they anticipate that you're going to put an influx of cash into their business possibly?
Well, wait a minute. I want to back up a click here, Beth. Now, when did you get this email?
This morning.
Today.
And today is
Wednesday.
Wow.
So Friday.
48 hours.
And if you are listening,
that's right.
The help should have come earlier. But now, again, I don't know what kind of company it is. I don't know what kind of problems it is.
How much help they need.
We have no idea.
Wow.
But, so.
But then that brings up an interesting question. I mean, does SCORE give financial assistance?
No.
Okay.
Now,
SCORE is a
financial
nonprofit.
assistance.
Yes.
Well,
SCORE loan money?
Yeah, that's what.
I just thought I'd
clarify.
translate my partner's, into words into English for those of you
Right.
business folks.
Right.
So there are no loans at SCORE.
SCORE is not a financial institution.
Okay.
The only people that make loans for businesses are financial institutions, and they take many forms.
Sure.
Credit unions,
Sure.
banks, etc.
Right.
But no, the SBA does also not loan money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's stunning. There's people listening, Beth, who believe that the SBA loans money. They got billboards and commercials that say we're an SBA lender.
And they are. So there are many banks and CDCs and credit unions that
Right.
are SBA lenders. The SBA guarantees loans to the financial institution. I think, and I'm sure I'm right here, but I'm not quite sure how long ago. When they were first founded in 1953, they did make loans.
That is true.
Okay.
That is true.
But I don't know when that changed,
Yeah.
but they do not make
That's right.
loans.
Right.
And a lot of people still think that.
That's correct.
Wow.
Well, and it's good to know that if you are in need of money, if you're trying to make payroll, if you need some startup capital, SCORE is not the place that's going to help or assist you in getting that.
Well, no. We can help make sure. Once we look over the client's portfolio, once we look at the personal credit history and all this, we can direct them in the right direction. We can also, we work very closely with bankers.
Sure.
And again, with people like Axion Texas and HBDI, some
Yeah.
micro lenders.
But to be clear, SCORE is not a direct lender.
No,
That's what
correct.
we want to convey.
You are correct.
Okay.
You are correct.
So, I mean, but there is still a great need for what you guys provide. And I don't want to turn anyone off who feels as though, well, if I can't get money, then it's not worth me going. That is absolutely not true.
Well, the fact is that over 70% of new businesses, startup business, do not require or do not have capital from outside sources.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So we think that everybody needs money to start a business. That is not true.
That's exactly right. What you need is credit. You do need to have some decent
You
credit.
can have some credit, or you let a nice, grandfather or something works,
Friends, family, and fools.
Yeah, that's right. That's
you
what
can have Uncle Herb.
That's right.
That's right. Or Uncle Herb.
His last name is Hughes.
Unbelievable.
Well, now tell me a little bit about the impact that SCORE has had on the community from your standpoint.
We touched a little while ago the difference I've seen in the last 11 years since I've been a SCORE member. Our organization has changed tremendously. We're a lot more diverse now than we were. When I first started, there were 2 women in an organization of about 70 volunteers. Wow. We have changed that quite a bit. We have Hispanics, we have African Americans, we have just about every ethnic group imaginable as members of SCORE now. So that has really that's done some great things. We also did a Gallup survey last year in 2012, and I am proud to say, and I'll announce this next week at our luncheon, which we'll talk about in a little while, but in Houston, SCORE has created 483 jobs in 2012.
Is that right?
Yeah, direct correlation.
Wow.
Like gate to gate.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you did say that you guys are tracking your progress, and this is one of the things that you do track.
Job creation is a real big thing for us. And again, that wasn't that way 10 years ago.
Wow.
So job creation is job creation, businesses started, businesses help sustain, yes.
Now, Beth, I want to ask you a question about SCORE itself, because inherently we're going to have some listeners who might feel like they have some experience and or expertise and want to join SCORE, right? How does a person join SCORE if they want to be a counselor, and then how is a counselor selected?
There's a couple of ways. I mean, obviously, you can call your local SCORE office and say, I want to volunteer. If you go on these websites, either score.org or scorehouston.org, there is a place to click to say, yes, I'm interested in volunteering. Here in Houston, we have and throughout the country, a rather stringent process. First, you're interviewed by our membership chair, and then you're interviewed by the other membership chair, and then you're interviewed by the chapter chair, and then you are put through a very strenuous education and training process that takes 90 days.
Oh, wow.
90 days. And these are folks that have had their own businesses or been executives on other businesses, and they
still hang around for this.
Hang around. Wow. Amazes me every minute of the day. But it's good because that way the person, when they do sit down with the client, really understands the resources that are available to the client and can point them in the right direction and go from there. So, yeah, rather strenuous. So when you come to SCORE, you know that you're getting somebody that has been fully trained and that knows all the ropes.
And more importantly, somebody that really wants to be there doing
Always.
it.
Absolutely.
That's the big piece.
And that's important.
That's extremely important.
Now, how many volunteers do you have here in the Houston office?
In Houston, we have 76 active volunteers and about 13 provisional volunteers, which means they're in training.
Okay.
So you got new people coming on?
Yeah, we have a very high turnover rate. Lots of people are a little bit older.
Yeah.
So SCORE nationally has about a 20% turnover rate. So it's real important for us to keep the pipeline full. So anybody out there that is interested in volunteering, you do not have to be retired. If you can teach some classes, there's lots of different ways to help with registration, and there's all kinds of administrative things that have to happen. And anybody out there that is interested in helping small businesses, I really encourage you to inquire about volunteering.
Now, what would you say the average age is?
It's hard to say. Okay. I have people that are 55, 60 years old that have recently retired. I've got a guy who's 21 that helps me on Saturdays with registration, who is fantastic. It's helping us do some financial modeling for clients as well. We also have email counseling. Okay. So it's not just the face-to-face. If you have a quick question, you can go to the score.org website, ask your question, and it will search 13,000 volunteers throughout the country to see if somebody out there can answer your question because they have the expertise that are needed.
What?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And
that's priceless.
The point I want to make is that if you're qualified and you have the heart to give back and the heart to counsel small business people, you don't have to be retired.
And you don't have to be available Monday through Friday from 8 to 5.
So you can select your schedule.
You can, yes. And you can do email counseling anytime.
Got you.
Wow, because I would think that a lot of times counselors people who would want to be a SCORE counselor or people who maybe they're retired from their business or job, but that they're not retired from life. I mean, they're still out busy doing stuff. And so it's, it's not like they're just parked somewhere in a rocking chair waiting to answer your question.
I think a SCORE volunteer really keeps you young because it keeps your mind going real sharp, and you have to be, a lot of our guys, one of the challenges we have, and a lot of people are older, we kind of miss the internet age, and we kind of miss the social media thing. So we are constantly educating ourselves on all the social media that is coming out.
Good point.
And it keeps us going.
Now, tell me some of who SCORE's community partners are. I know that you partner with a lot of people, and this is a huge concerted effort, not just by SCORE, but tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I'll talk about here in Houston.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Perfect.
And we've got lots of more nationally, Microsoft, Gallup, those kinds of names that everybody knows. But here in Houston, we have some wonderful partnerships. The city of Houston, and it's just been wonderful. We do a lot of things with them. They have a new business plan competition. We have somebody that sits at City Hall to counsel every week.
Oh, so you guys have a little office there as well?
Yeah, we've got 13 locations throughout the city of Houston.
Wow.
So we try and get as close to the customer as possible, and City Hall is one of them.
Okay.
So the city of Houston, for sure. The mayor has an Office of Business Opportunity that she created about 3 years ago now to really help minority-owned businesses and women-owned businesses get those government contracts.
Sure.
And we work very closely with the Office of Business Opportunity. The other great player for us is HCC, Houston Community College, and the Goldman Sachs program. A lot of you.
Certainly.
They only have 9 locations throughout the country. And we here in Houston are one. I was just told the other day by the Vice Chancellor they have renewed for 5 more years.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to have them in here in Houston for a long time.
Awesome.
And we do a lot of work with HCC and their entrepreneurship program. Then we have the Kingdom Builder Center.
Sure.
And
our good friends over there.
Good friends over there. It's just amazing some of the things that are being grown, being hatched there. And the last place is Capital One Bank.
Yeah, and you know what? Capital One Bank, I mean, they're pretty entrepreneurial as it is. I mean, as bankers go.
That's right.
I mean, they're way out there, man.
Yeah. But I love them.
Yeah, well, I love them. That's
they do a lot of great work.
That's
in the
not a
community.
dig on them.
No.
I mean, they're real entrepreneurial,
That's
man.
right.
They you talk about people who are cheerleaders for entrepreneurs, man.
And it's them.
You talk to some of those folks at Cap One, man, and they'll figure out how to get you your deal done some kind of way. That's awesome, folks. You're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. It's brought to you by SalesNexus.com. SalesNexus offers the best in web-based customer relationship management systems. You can sign up today for a free trial copy of SalesNexus by visiting salesnexus.com or giving them a call at 888-267-3589. Hey, folks, don't go away. We'll be right back. More in a moment.
Turn up the sales on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Anything Internet will evaluate your website for marketing power, for traffic, for conversion rates. We'll figure out why people buy and why people go away. We'll help you generate the correct traffic that will turn into customers and make you money. Turn the juice up on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Turn your website into a web business. 1-800-686-5986.
Very often, people come to me saying,
Stephen, how do I make radio advertising work?
or even worse,
We've tried radio ads before and got little to no response.
so how do you make the radio work for you? Well, you could have a clever jingle.
Come buy my stuff. Come buy my stuff.
Or you may act crazy and loud and have an unbeatable offer.
I'll save you cash, I'll save you time, and I'll do it today, guaranteed.
But these techniques may work for some and not for others. The real key to advertising is to go back to basic marketing principles. Target your ideal prospect, make your message clear and concise, and touch the listener by connecting to their needs. Stephen K. Media specializes in radio advertising promotion that effectively broadcasts your company's message, yielding higher response and better results. As an independent agency representing major talk radio stations, we help you negotiate rates and place your ads targeting your ideal prospect. Call us today at 713-278-9109 or visit stephenk.biz. That's 713-278-9109 or email info@stephenk.biz. Are you looking to improve your health and well-being? Have you lost your energy and vitality? Do you wake up feeling 10 years older than you actually are? Looking for a doctor who really listens? Looking for a natural alternative to your chronic health challenge? Dr. Dan Cuny is a chiropractic nutritionist who helps restore your health from the inside out using whole food supplements and specific nutritional counseling. Learn more about Dr. Dan's 7 Pillars of Health on his website, drdancuny.com, or give him a call at 713-295-9358.
Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now at...
Excuse me, heavy news?
You know, disasters, politics, stock market.
And this alternative is...
Coffee news. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
Free?
In restaurants and coffee shops all across Houston. So next time you're waiting in a restaurant, look for coffee news. If they don't have it, tell them to get it by visiting coffeenewshouston.com.
It's light. It's free. It's coffee news.
With my Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus headset, I'm free. Free to talk to you while carrying a laptop bag, holding a cup of coffee, and fishing for my car keys. Now, you may ask me, Jim, is it really necessary to use the phone while doing all these things? And my answer is it really necessary not to? Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus. It's my so comfortable, why wouldn't I use it all day headset.
Get your Voyager Pro Plus at Plantronics.com.
You're listening to Small Business Today. Visit us on the web at cruzandhughes.com. Here are your hosts, Cruz and Hughes.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Our guest today is Miss Beth Shapiro, and we're talking about all the wonderful things that go on at SCORE. If you are in small business and you need some assistance, you need some help, you need someone who can take a look at some of the challenges that you're faced with and give you a different perspective, then you should look into contacting your local SCORE office. Here in Houston, you could do so by calling 713-487-6565, and they have 13 locations here and around the city. And on a nationwide level, just go to their business website, which is score.org. Now, Beth, I know that you guys do tons of events throughout the year, and you all do all these training sessions. But what is your flagship event? And I understand that it's coming up also.
It is. It's actually a week from today.
A week from today.
A week from today.
Wow. Hey, John, are we going?
I think we're going to be there.
We're going to go?
Cruz and Hughes is going to be there.
That's
Cruz
awesome.
and Hughes is going to be there. In fact,
come out and meet us.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, it is our flagship event. It is our main event, if you will, and it's in conjunction with the National Small Business Week.
Sure.
Every year since 1963, the President of the United States has proclaimed 1 week as National Small Business Week, and it really honors the entrepreneurs. This year, it's actually a little bit later. It's in June, but we are celebrating it on May 30th.
Awesome.
So we're going to kick it off.
We are. We're going to kick it off from Washington, you bet. And we are honoring 6 of the local entrepreneurs. And I tell you, we've got 6 unbelievable winners this year.
That's
really
awesome.
Unbelievable winners. We've got family-owned business, entrepreneur of the year, minority-owned business, veteran-owned business, and we've got 6 of them. And you will be blown away by some of the things that these folks have done.
And they are very dynamic.
They are very
I've read
dynamic.
their
Oh, that's
stories.
right. You have read their stories. That's right. As a matter of fact, I previewed it this morning on YouTube.
Oh, is that right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, I've read their stories, and I'm always impressed. You know, when someone is able to start something and they have the same types of issues and problems that everyone else is faced with.
Isn't that amazing?
But they find ways to overcome those challenges. So if you're in the city of Houston and you're going to be here May 31st, is it too late
May
for some?
30th.
Excuse me, May 30th.
No.
Is it too late for
You
someone
can
to get
go
a ticket?
to our website
Okay.
at scorehouston.org, and you can register online there. And we'll keep registration open until the evening before the event, which is the 29th. Yeah, we'll keep it open. We've got several activities that day, and in addition to honoring the award winners, we've got Mayor Nice Parker is our keynote speaker.
Very nice.
Our CEO, SCORE CEO from Washington, Ken Yancey, will be here, and he's wonderful, always wonderful to listen to.
Awesome.
We have the regional administrator from Dallas for the SBA, Yolanda Oliveras, will be
yeah.
here. And then we've got 2 workshops. Over the years, we've really expanded this. It used to only be, not only, but it used to be just about the award winners. But this year, we have an expo with 23 booths.
Awesome.
Of our sponsors and local folks like the Women's Business Center and
Yes,
many others.
WBA.
And we also have 2 workshops. And this year we really said to ourselves, what do small business owners really need? What's new? What's out there? Well, one of them is the Affordable Health Care Act.
Yes.
Some of which is going to be going into effect in October, and it's really going to be affecting small business owners. So we have someone coming in to talk about what this means to small business owners in October and then going forward. We also have Constant Contact, who's another wonderful partner of ours.
Amy?
Amy's going to be talking about, Amy is going to be talking about engagement marketing. It's about how to look at your entire social media platform and really make it into an engaging kind of platform specifically for small business owners.
Now, what time does this all start and how long does it run?
The workshop starts at 9:30 with the Affordable Health Care Act first, with Amy and engagement marketing second, and the luncheon starts at 11:30, which will be our keynote, our speeches, our award winners, and the expo will be going on all the way during those times.
It's going to be action-packed.
It is.
That's awesome.
It is.
So you put this agenda together, and now you're going to execute it.
Oh, so yeah, I've been the event chair for the last 4 years, and every year it gets bigger. This year, as of the moment, we have about 515 people already signed up.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
515. 515. That's
wow.
pretty nice.
Luncheon. It really is nice. We have 14. We have 6 platinum sponsors. It's our big fundraiser as well. I mentioned we're a nonprofit. It's our big fundraiser. We have 6 platinum sponsors, 14 silver sponsors, and 5 patrons, and that is by far the biggest number that we've ever had. So the community, it's a community event.
Yes.
Everybody's coming together to celebrate entrepreneurship.
Well, I got to tell you, I went last year, and it was fantastic. I had the best time. And folks, by the way, if you're a small business and you are not domiciled, you don't live here in and around the Houston area, but perhaps you know someone who does, you know what? Refer those folks over to where they can get a hold of this information and attend this event. This is a great event to go to, and especially if you're looking to expand your business or start your business, this is one of those kinds of events where you can go and connect up with the other movers and shakers in the area.
You know what? And it's this type of room where you definitely want to be present. Bring some business cards. They're going to be great people to connect with. I mean, you don't want to just sit there and just have lunch. You want to get up. You want to meet people. And that's the thing that I got from it the most.
That's what I got.
There's so much experience in the room. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to meet people. And I hear that the MC is a suave, debonair
I've heard that.
guy.
I've heard that stuff.
I mean, I haven't met him, but
I've heard that stuff. We'll see. So you want to come out and see who that is.
Now, just to give everyone some notice, the event, again, it starts at 9 or 9:30?
9:30.
And it's on May 30th.
It's at the JW Marriott on Westheimer.
If they want more information, they can go to SCORE's website.
Yes.
And what is the cost to attend if you want to buy a seat? Just to the
An
luncheon?
individual seat. It's a luncheon and workshops come together.
Okay, all right.
One price is $65.
That's not bad.
That's fantastic.
I know.
Man, you can't even fill up your tank for that.
I know. I just did. I was thinking the same thing.
So for a tank of gas,
that's right.
You get an excellent opportunity to meet some people.
That's right.
And,
so you can make some money, so you can afford the gas
and be inspired. Yeah. You know, I have a client, and I take many clients on myself, and I have a client right now who is really down in the dumps. And I told her, come to this because you will leave feeling so good about your business and what can be done. Because you hear these stories of these other entrepreneurs and you network, as you guys are saying, you will leave feeling good.
Absolutely.
I definitely agree.
I couldn't agree more. And not only that, but I'm glad you mentioned that about a business owner who's not feeling very good, down in the dumps. Well, the truth is everybody, when you go to this luncheon and you start to meet people, you'll start to find out that everybody's been through there at some point.
We all have to traverse that part.
That's exactly right.
It's just a part of passage. And you know that I'm a product of SCORE. When I started my very first business, I went to SCORE to get some assistance, and I'm glad that I did.
I tell you what, and the other thing is, and you know what, I don't know why we're talking about this and we didn't mention the food. The food's fantastic.
The food was good.
Marriott did a good job.
Yeah. I mean, really the food is fantastic.
I mean,
so another reason to come.
That's another reason to come out. You know what? It's nothing like breaking bread with somebody you don't know
Yeah.
And, having a nice, drool of honey butter or something on your chin, and you're trying to be sophisticated.
They'll excuse you.
They'll excuse you for sure.
Now, when we come back, I'd love for you to give us at least a good success story. It doesn't have to be one of the ones we're going to talk about, but let's talk about one that you can think of in recent times.
Okay.
Let's do that. You're listening to Small Biz Today with Cruz and Hughes. It's brought to you by RingCentral.com. To get RingCentral's virtual PBX for your business, you can give them a call today at 888-716-5022. Stay with us, folks. We're in the home stretch, and we'll be right back.
Are you looking to improve your health and well-being? Have you lost your energy and vitality? Do you wake up feeling 10 years older than you actually are? Looking for a doctor who really listens? Looking for a natural alternative to your chronic health challenge? Dr. Dan Cuny is a chiropractic nutritionist who helps restore your health from the inside out using whole food supplements and specific nutritional counseling. Learn more about Dr. Dan's 7 Pillars of Health on his website, drdancuny.com, or give him a call at 713-295-9358.
Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now at...
Excuse me, heavy news?
You know, disasters, politics, stock market.
And this alternative is...
Coffee news. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
Free?
In restaurants and coffee shops all across Houston. So next time you're waiting in a restaurant, look for coffee news. If they don't have it, tell them to get it by visiting coffeenewshouston.com.
It's light. It's free. It's coffee news.
With my Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus headset, I'm free. Free to talk to you while carrying a laptop bag, holding a cup of coffee, and fishing for my car keys. Now, you may ask me, Jim, is it really necessary to use the phone while doing all these things? And my answer is it really necessary not to? Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus. It's my so comfortable, why wouldn't I use it all day headset.
Get your Voyager Pro Plus at Plantronics.com.
Turn up the sales on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Anything Internet will evaluate your website for marketing power, for traffic, for conversion rates. We'll figure out why people buy and why people go away. We'll help you generate the correct traffic that will turn into customers and make you money. Turn the juice up on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Turn your website into a web business. 1-800-686-5986.
Very often, people come to me saying,
Stephen, how do I make radio advertising work?
or even worse,
We've tried radio ads before and got little to no response.
so how do you make the radio work for you? Well, you could have a clever jingle.
Come buy my stuff.
Come buy my
stuff.
Or you may act crazy and loud and have an unbeatable offer.
I'll save you cash, I'll save you time, and I'll do it today, guaranteed.
But these techniques may work for some and not for others. The real key to advertising is to go back to basic marketing principles. Target your ideal prospect, make your message clear and concise, and touch the listener by connecting to their needs. Stephen K. Media specializes in radio advertising promotion that effectively broadcasts your company's message, yielding higher response and better results. As an independent agency representing major talk radio stations, we help you negotiate rates and place your ads targeting your ideal prospect. Call us today at 713-278-9109 or visit stephenk.biz. That's 713-278-9109 or email info@stephenk.biz.
You're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. We're wherever you are.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Our guest today is Miss Beth Shapiro. She is the education chair with SCORE right here in Houston, Texas. If you'd like to connect with SCORE, you can do so by calling 713-487-6565. They have 13 locations here throughout the city. You can make an appointment to see a counselor. You can go in and get some help and some assistance and some ideas for how to do better in your business, as it were.
Right.
If you're listening to us from somewhere outside the Houston footprint, why don't you go on to SCORE's nationwide website, which is score.org, and find the SCORE office nearest you and go in and get some assistance. Now, we said that we were going to tell a very good story. I'm going to turn the microphone over to you.
It's actually one of my favorite stories. It's about one of our award winners. It's the Family-Owned Business Award of the year, and if you come to our event on May 30th, you'll hear more about it. But it's Three Brothers Bakery. Three Brothers Bakery was started here in Houston in 1949, but actually they were the family was in Poland and were caught up in the Holocaust. And the family was transported to a Nazi concentration camp. And by some miracle, they survived, and they were liberated when the war was over in 1945 and made it to this country in 1949. They had a bakery in Poland, and they came here and they said, we're going to continue our bakery. And they formed three brothers, and it was three brothers, the Jucker brothers. They formed this company and has grown it just tremendously. And that's the special part about the story, but there's more than that, because now it is the granddaughter and grandson that are running the bakery. So since 1949 here in Houston, and way before that in Poland, and these folks didn't let it leave. They didn't let it go.
That's awesome.
And they just kept on building.
And it's those types of stories that they're going to tell. There are 6 recipients. Guys, definitely come out. You can find more information on SCORE's website. So we look forward to seeing you on May 30th. Beth, we appreciate you so much for coming to do the show with us today.
Thank you.
Guys, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to Cruz and Hughes. I'm John Cruz.
I'm Irv Hughes.
And this is the place where we discuss the topics that inspires entrepreneurs from thought to action. So until tomorrow, be smart, be successful, and above all else,
be in action.
And Irv and I will see you tomorrow.
Take care.